We're going. All right, we're going. All right, guys. I said earlier that, if I came up with something stupid to say, that I would do it. And so I am. I think, officially going to run for President of the United States. Who knows? Maybe I'll win, maybe I won't. More than likely I won't. But you never know. Because there's people out there, if you go back in the history books, especially you woke people, if you go back in the history books, there have been men just like me, that have become president of the United States. And I've talked about this in prior videos or whatever, but since we're talking about this one right now, I'm going to tell you about the first president that was just like me. Just like me. He and I were no different. We were no different. And his name was Abraham Lincoln. People hate me when I say this stuff, But Abraham Lincoln was a carny. He was a carny. He was in the carnival business. That was it. He was a fucking carny, and there ain't no getting out of it, man. It's in the fucking history books, all right? This guy, he grew up in Indiana in a log cabin, all right? No shoes. And didn't have no shoes or whatever. It's no wonder he wound up in the carnival. And, the guy was like, 6.5 feet tall, arms as long as broomsticks, and he hooked up with the carnival. And I know a lot of you saying they didn't have carnivals back then, but yes, they did, man. Oh, yes, they did. They had carnivals back then. They sure did. They may not have had Ferris wheels or tilt-a-whirls, but they had carnivals and fairs and festivals. I've played some festivals that are 250 years old, long before Abraham Lincoln ever came around, Anyway, Abraham Lincoln crawled out of that log cabin, out of Indiana. This is what I admire about the man the most. There's a lot of men that I admire, but I definitely admire Abraham Lincoln. He came out of that mess, and he joined the carnival. I'm looking for my lighter. He joined the carnival. And, became a boxer and a wrestler. And who knows what kind of good times he might have had there, in the carnival, You should see us carnies in a group, we're pretty stupid. Anyway, he took all the money that he won in boxing and wrestling and and all that, what he did, whatever, he put himself through law school and became a lawyer. Socrates probably would have hated him, but he became a lawyer, and then he got into politics. He was not a rich man when he got into politics. He was kind of like Donald Trump, different. There's a difference, but it's the same thing, It's still the same thing, I mean, they both grew up not knowing that they would wind up in politics. and become president of the United States. Do you think Donald Trump even woke up one morning and said, I'm going to be president of the United States? Didn't go down like that, man. It didn't, and it didn't go down like that for Abraham Lincoln either, I mean, it just fell in their lap. They did the right thing. They loved their country. They loved their country, and they did the right thing. And so I love my country too. And so I've done a little research. As I did in the last video, I said I didn't do my research, but I have done it now. Donald Trump is 77 years old. God bless you, Mr. Trump, for getting that far. And you've pointed us in the right direction. You have. You have. It's up to us. And I'm going to keep saying this. I'm not going to stop saying it. It's up to us, we as Americans. The whole world looks at us. My YouTube channel, it's 75% male, but I mean the world watches me, and they watch me talk to you guys, is that we, they look up to us. They do, man. The whole world looks up to us to do the right thing. And so I'm going to run for president. If Abraham Lincoln could do it, I can too. And I probably don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it anyway, just like Abraham.